day like I normally do. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill out my calendar. This goes on my refrigerator. And while I'm doing that, let me say good morning and welcome to my channel. My name is Elizabeth and I have been living in the light and by sharing my healthy life journey. So from June of 2022 until November of 2023, I lost 160 pounds. I used the Optavia 5-in-1 program to lose the weight. But there are lots of ways that you can take off weight in healthy ways. That is just what worked best for me after 50 years of trying to lose weight. I finally found something that actually worked for me. So I did that, and now I am making healthy choices, eating carefully thought out meals, and that's just the way that I do things. And I talk a lot about that on my channel, so you can check that out. But right now, I am just sharing with you what I do in a day. And today, which is Tuesday, normally I do this on Monday, I fill out my calendar. That lets me know what I'm going to be doing throughout the week. Wednesdays and Fridays, I watch my granddaughter. And let's see, Monday, my husband's a firefighter, so he works Monday and Thursday and then Sunday this week. So that's B shift for me, or for him. I am also planning on spending, I have church on Sunday, and then I am going to spend the afternoon with my daughter Cameron. So that's going on there. And then we have a wedding in the afternoon on Saturday, so I'm putting that on the calendar. And then I might put on here meal plans if I'm planning something special. I'm not really sure. I think tonight I'm going to do swordfish, so I'll write that on there. Wednesday will be leftovers since I might not be home. Thursday's up in the air. Friday will be, I'm gonna do pizza on Friday. And I need to remember to make pizza dough for the freezer today. I'm also going to bake that olive loaf that I started in yesterday's vlog, so I'm going to make that, so I'm not putting that on my schedule. And I am doing a lot of food from the freezer that we have, trying to eat down some of the things that we have in there, lots of leftover meals as well. So I'm going to plan on doing that, but I got my calendar filled out. I'm going to go drink my coffee, check out my planner for the week, and fill in my weight that I had this morning. So I was down a little bit this morning, which made me glad because I was up a little bit yesterday because of the birthday. So I'm just continuing to make healthy choices today. I'm starting out, as I always do, probiotic on an empty stomach with a glass of water and a cup of black coffee, and get some things done. I was up early this morning, did not sleep well last night, so not moving really quickly this morning, but that's life. Time for my second cup. Collagen peptides. So I put maybe a third of the cup of coffee in there. A scoop of collagen. froth it up. Doesn't really froth it, but it mixes it. 2 bubbles there. And then top it off. It's a little frothy on the top, but those bubbles go away. Here we go, coffee number 2. I am going to get dressed. I'm trying to edit yesterday's video, having trouble getting all my videos to upload to my computer. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I'm gonna keep working on trying to edit yesterday's vlog, and I'm gonna get dressed because I'm going to ride my recumbent bike. Actually, I think I'm probably gonna eat breakfast first. I'm gonna eat a little earlier today than I normally do, just because I got up earlier. So I've been up since around 4. Started with coffee around 4:30. So I think it's about 5:45. So I think I'm gonna probably eat at 6 o'clock, and then I think I'm gonna do a 45-minute ride this morning. I did 30 minutes yesterday. So I try to cycle through time, so I'm not doing the same amount of time every time. So my cycle is 30, 45, 15, an hour, and then I take a day off. So 30, 45, 15, hour, take a day off. And I just kind of go through that cycle. It's working for me. I don't know. I've just kind of as I've looked at like trying to prepare for a 5K or a marathon, like you shouldn't do the same amount. You should always give yourself days off, and easy days and harder days, longer sessions, shorter sessions. So I just kind of made that up myself. So it's not anything that I have like a specific program that I'm following. And I just sit on that recumbent bike and just ride. And I don't do anything specific. I'm thinking about trying to do some arm things, but I haven't done that yet. We'll see. At least I'm doing something, right? I'm gonna get a couple of things done right before I eat. And so let me just kind of tell you what I did. First of all, I decided instead of swordfish, I'm gonna do shrimp and grits because I have in the freezer frozen regular cheese grits for my husband that he can have. So I can thaw these out today and I don't have to make his grits. I just have to do the cauliflower part, which I can show you this afternoon. So I'm also taking out a bag of shrimp. This is a 2-pound bag of frozen shrimp from Costco. I'm gonna end up cooking this whole thing because we'll eat the leftover. Cold shrimp is great on a salad as like a lunch kind of thing. So I'm gonna thaw this whole bag out. I'm also thawing out a veggie lasagna. This is leftover from Christmas. This is a single serving lean and green portion of veggie lasagna that I am taking out so that I can have this tomorrow for my lean and green when I go watch Taylor. And then I also have a package of basically chicken cutlets, thin sliced boneless skinless chicken, that I'm gonna thaw this out. It's actually not gonna be thawed until at least tomorrow, probably not until Thursday. And so Thursday morning, when this is completely thawed, then I will cook these. I'll just cook them in the oven so that I can have chicken to go on my lunch salad. So I've kind of prepped that. These are gonna thaw I'm gonna stick this in the fridge in just a little bit, but these are gonna thaw on my counter for a while. The other thing is I need to finish my olive bread. And so I have to let this rise for at least 45 minutes, and it's probably gonna need to rise for closer to an hour. It's just my opinion, my idea. So what I need to do is just put some cornmeal on parchment bread. On parchment paper. And then I have my dough here. This has been in the fridge. And I'm just going to take it out of here and kind of just put it in a little bit of a loaf shape on that parchment paper. And I'm just gonna take my plastic wrap that I had covered the bowl with. think I'm gonna drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil just so that it doesn't stick. And pop this plastic wrap on it. This is gonna sit here for 45 minutes to an hour. It's probably gonna be closer to an hour because what I'm gonna do is go ahead and eat my yogurt and berries. So I'm gonna put my yogurt in here. I think I need to grab a spoon. So if I put my yogurt in, today's yogurt is vanilla. I buy the multi-pack from Costco and it has strawberry, mixed berry, and vanilla. I like this Oikos 000. I just like the flavor of it. I like the texture of it. It has 15 grams of protein, which is amazing. And it has no added sugar. It has no fat, no artificial sweeteners, which is very important to me. And then I want 100 grams of berries. And so I have these strawberries that are left over from yesterday that didn't quite fit into my jar. And I need to eat them up. And they were already washed. So that puts me at 40 grams. So I just need to top it off with some raspberries. That's 97. I think I'll leave it at that and save these raspberries for tomorrow. So I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna let this rise. As soon as I finish eating this, I'm gonna ride my recumbent bike for 45 minutes. And then by the time I finish that, the bread will be ready to go in the oven. I am going to preheat my oven to 425. And the other thing I forgot to tell you was I took out a package of frozen orange rolls that I had made these for Christmas. They're par-baked, and so these are just gonna sit and thaw. I'm gonna bake these for my husband because he likes to have sweet treats in the morning. So this is gonna be for him, and this will just sit on the stove and thaw for a couple of hours, and then I'll end up baking this after I bake the olive loaf. As I eat my yogurt and berries, let me invite you first of all to subscribe to my channel if you like just to hear about how you can live a healthy life, just a day-to-day, what you can eat to try to keep your weight at the same level, basically, more or less. For me, the best way to do that is to eat multiple small meals throughout the day to constantly be fueling my body. I found, and as a 58, almost 59-year-old person, if I try to eat 2 or 3 meals a day, my body doesn't burn off the fuel that I put in before I eat more, which means that that food is sitting there and turning to fat. And so if I eat small meals, then I am more likely to burn off those small meals between each time that I eat. So that's my choice and what works best for me. And I love to be able to share with you what I eat, what I do throughout a day. So if you like this kind of content, please give me a thumbs up. It really is an encouragement to me. Also, leave me comments in the comments box down below. I would love to know what works for you. I would also love to know if there are ways that I can support you, that I can encourage you. If you've got questions about my journey, if you have questions about what I do from day to day, please leave those in the comments box below. I also have all of my contact information. You can email me. I have an email address that is available in the description box, along with 3 different Facebook groups that I am in charge of. Of course, my own personal Facebook page, but I also have 2 Facebook groups that are geared specifically towards those who are using the Optavia program. One for people who are using the 5-in-1 as the weight loss phase, one that deals more with transition and maintenance, and then my own personal Living in the Light page, which is my daily journey that I like to share. And I'm really trying to be better on Instagram and Facebook, just to be more of a consistent and helpful presence. All right, I'm gonna sit here and rise for 45 minutes. I'm not gonna leave this running for that amount of time, but I'm gonna do that, and then I will get up and deal with my bread and also make my oatmeal and take my multivitamin, so hang out for that one. All right, 45-minute ride on the recumbent bike in, and my bread has been rising, resting for all this time. I'm just gonna take the sharp edge of my kitchen shears and make about a 1/2-inch slice down there. And then I'm tossing this in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. And what I'm gonna look for is a temperature of 190 degrees. So I will check it in a little bit. And then the next thing I need to do is make my oatmeal. While my water is heating up, I'm going to make my first water bottle. I am using Ultima, which is a hydration, like liquid IV type thing. It's an electrolyte solution. This is just something that my daughter recommended that I do since I drink so much water. But I only use half of the pack in 40 ounces of water. I just am not, I also have done the LMNT. That one is really too salty for me to do a whole pack. And so I kind of got in the habit of just doing a half a pack. And so I'm going to continue that. Whoops. I need some cold water from the fridge. Yeah, so I mix it up a little bit. It's still got some chunks in it, so it'll eventually dissolve. But I'm going to fill this up with cold water. We've got filtered water in the refrigerator. I'm going to fill this up the rest of the way, and then come back and make my oatmeal because my water is almost boiling. And I'm also going to grab my multivitamin. So my water is nice and hot for my oatmeal. There's the top on that. So I am going to I do 1/3 of a cup of rolled oats in my food jar. And then I fill this, so there's this edge right here. I go about 1 inch below that edge. I don't measure it. I just know that if I go about 1 inch below that edge, that my oats will be nice and thick and cooked well. So just a little shake, and then that's gonna sit there. I'm gonna take my multivitamins, which is 1 magnesium, 1 quercetin, which I take for basically seasonal allergies, but I take it all the time because I can have allergies any time of the year. And 2 of the basic nutrients, 2 a day. All my vitamins that I take are Thorne brand that I get through Thrive Market. And I will take that with 8 ounces of water. So far today, I have had 16 ounces of water, 2 big mugs of coffee, one of them with collagen peptides. And now I'm gonna take this 40 ounces, and between now and the time I get to lunch, I will work through this 40 ounces of water. I have probably cut out at least 20 ounces of water from my day. So I'm down to around 100 ounces of water instead of 128. more or less. Yesterday I was a little more thirsty. I think it was because of David's birthday and I ate some things that I don't normally eat. I had sugar, I had some bread. So there are things that I don't normally have in a normal day. And so I think I was just a little bit more thirsty and trying to flush some things out of my system. And so probably today I'll be a little bit closer to that, somewhere between 80 and 100 ounces of water. Let's see how this bread came out. Now I'm going to temp it. Remember, I want this to be at about 190 degrees. I already took it out once and put it back in. So I ended up baking it for about 50 minutes. Yeah, this is definitely done. So I'm going to stick this on a cooling rack to cool. Sticking it on a cooling rack to cool. Sorry, that paper was rattly. Looks like a beautiful loaf. I'm going to take this cooling rack and set it on this baking sheet because this is a nice warm spot now. And I'm going to leave my oven on because I'm going to bake these cinnamon rolls. And I'm going to let these sit here for about 30 minutes and let the heat from that baking sheet continue to help them to prove. So I'm going to set my timer for 30 minutes so that I remember to come back. My oven's already heated. I'm going to end up baking these at about 425 degrees. It'll probably take 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. Just kind of keep an eye on them. I never quite know how they're going to work out of the freezer. So this is here. The orange roll recipe, I don't think I've ever posted that one. And maybe one day I'll actually make it and show you how I do the orange rolls. But I'm going to go back and edit yesterday's vlog and drink some more water. So I will come back in a little bit and show you my next fueling. I have lowered my oven temperature down to 350, and I'm only going to bake these at 350. I reread the recipe. So they've been sitting there for a good 45 minutes. When I press them, they slightly bounce back. They feel like they've proved enough here. So we'll see what happens when I actually bake them. They're gonna bake for about 20 to 25 minutes, and I'm gonna make my oatmeal. So, oatmeal is a very normal thing that I do around here. You saw me make the oats earlier. I just dump it into the bowl. Use a pinch of Himalayan pink salt. Give that a little bit of a mix. I'm going to use a teaspoon of maple syrup. I'm not going to measure it because I've done this so many times. I know about what a teaspoon is. And then I add my 100 grams of fresh blueberries and give this a great mix. And I am going to eat this as my second fueling of the day. I absolutely love this fueling so much. It just makes me so happy. But I am going to work and work customer service and do that. So I will show you quickly the orange rolls when those come out of the oven. I'll be in the middle of working, but hopefully there won't be anybody that I need to chat with or talk on the phone with at that moment so that I can show you what that looks like. So I'll be back. It's lunchtime, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 100 grams of cherry tomatoes. Exactly. 100 grams of cucumbers. These are the rest of the ones from yesterday. And maybe one or two more. That's 92 grams. I'm going to call it good there. And then I made some tuna.
with a tablespoon of light mayonnaise. So that's my protein, a little bit of fat. And I think I'm going to throw a dill pickle in there and call it good. I'll put the macros here. So that's this, and I'm going to eat this, finish work, and then I have 2 classes to teach, and in between teaching those 2 classes, we'll stop for another fueling. Just to be funny, because so I was teaching today, and right in between, I have literally 15 minutes in between my 2 classes. So I ran in here really quick, and I quartered up an apple. So this is what's left of the core of my apple. And I used a tablespoon of, this is a creamy almond butter from Costco. It has no added salt. It's basically it is exactly just roasted almonds. And so I use a tablespoon of this and an apple as my 4th fueling. And then I was going to do shrimp and grits, but because I'm living out of my pantry and I'm not going to the grocery store, when I went to look at the recipe, I realized I don't have almond milk. I don't have, I think it calls for reduced fat cheese, and I don't have any of that. So what I have is riced cauliflower. I have some spinach, some frozen spinach, leftover frozen spinach. And I have some Laughing Cow cheese. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'll put a recipe in the description box. I'm not gonna actually show it because it's technically not, I'm gonna write it so that it's for people who wanna follow Lean and Green, so it has the right number of greens and stuff. But I don't count condiments in maintenance. So I'm probably going to be adding more seasoning to my shrimp. What I'm gonna do is toss them in some Cajun type seasoning and roast them in the oven, and then just put them on some cauliflower rice mixed with some frozen spinach, and then probably some Laughing Cow cheese, because I do have Laughing Cow cheese, just to make it a little bit on the creamy, cheesy side. And I will give that recipe in the description box down below. So underneath the video, just click where it says see more. And but I will come back at dinner time and show you my plate. I'm just not going to cook it for you. And then hopefully in the near future, I will have the stuff to actually do shrimp and grits, because that is a great recipe that I've never done on camera before. I can't believe I haven't done it, but it's really a great recipe. So I'm going to do that and let you see that one. So I've got about an hour and a half, a little less than that, before it's time to eat dinner. So I think I'm going to get some papers graded and just relax a little bit. Students start turning in essays today. So if I can start grading papers today, that is helpful. I have 38 students this semester. So that's a lot of papers to grade every week. So I'm going to go work on that. And I was going to do a live Lifebook Elements today. So those of you who were expecting that today, that's just not happening, because I am not finished reading the element and just completely forgot about it. So I think I'll go ahead and schedule that for next week. But I'll leave a message somewhere if somebody asks about it. If not, I'll just assume everybody else forgot to. And we'll do it next week. All right, I'll be back. So as promised, here is the shrimp and spinach and cauliflower grits, kind of. So this is kind of just my own made up thing, because I didn't have all the ingredients for the shrimp and grits. But as I said, I will put the recipe in the description box down below, so you can give this one a try. Hopefully it's good. I'll let you know later on how it was. So how do you like to have your shrimp? Would you leave me comments in the comments box? Let me know what type of shrimp recipes you like to do, not fried, but healthy recipes that maybe I could give a try or a twist to. I am going to call it a night with again 2 of these protein balls, the peanut balls that come from Costco. Simply Fuel, I believe, is the brand. They are 200 calories, super sweet and super good. This is what I'm going to do. I had a very stressful work day today. My brain is fried. I'm ready to go do watch some YouTube videos and really chill and have these as my delicious sweet treat. And I will check in with you tomorrow. Bye guys. Good night. Until I see you next time, live in the light. My oven has preheated to 450 degrees. I have a 2-pound bag of shrimp here, which is going to net, if you were doing Optavia 5-in-1, maybe 4 servings, 4 7-ounce servings once it's cooked, because you want the cooked weight. So it's probably going to be somewhere in between 3 and 4 servings. And that's we probably won't even eat that much ourselves, but I'm going to cook all this because leftovers are great on salads. If you were figuring this was 4 servings, I would give yourself 1 condiment per serving, which is a half a teaspoon of seasoning, which means you could toss this 2-pound bag in 2 teaspoons of, I used Old Bay, you could use Cajun seasoning. I would do something that is low sodium. And that would give you a 7-ounce portion, which would be 1 leanest and 1 condiment, which would mean you would still have 2 condiments, 2 healthy fats, and 3 greens left for your meal. So I'm gonna put this in the oven. I think it's like 12 minutes that you roast it at. It might be a little less than that. I'll put the time here to let you know, because again, it's on my phone and my phone is recording this. So I'm gonna throw this in the oven. On the stove, I have my cauliflower rice, my spinach, some frozen spinach, and some light cream cheese, and a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's what I'm doing. So I'll give you like proportions for a lean and green. That would be your 3 greens, and the cream cheese would count as a healthy fat. Salt and pepper would count as condiments. So there are my extra condiments plus my healthy fat. So that pretty much covers it. I think this is going to be really tasty. I'll get all the proportions worked out in the description box down below. And I'll come back and show you what it looks like when I plate it up for dinner as well. So as promised, here is the shrimp and spinach and cauliflower grits, kind of. So this is kind of just my own made up thing, because I didn't have all the ingredients for the shrimp and grits. But as I said, I will put the recipe in the description box down below so you can give this one a try. Hopefully it's good. I'll let you know later on how it was. So how do you like to have your shrimp? Would you leave me comments in the comments box? Let me know what type of shrimp recipes you like to do, not fried, but healthy recipes that maybe I could give a try or a twist to. I am going to call it a night with, again, 2 of these protein balls, the peanut balls that come from Costco. Simply Fuel, I believe, is the brand. They are 200 calories, super sweet and super good. This is what I'm going to do. I had a very stressful work day today. My brain is fried. I'm ready to go do watch some YouTube videos and really chill and have these as my delicious sweet treat. And I will check in with you tomorrow. Bye guys. Good night. Until I see you next time, live in the light.